guys, my name is Sarah.
And I'm Cian with Conservation Nebraska. Welcome to our new Upcycling Series,
Rehash Your Trash! Before we really get started, just a brief introduction to who we are and what we do. Conservation Nebraska protects our state's natural legacy by educating the public, supporting communities, and increasing civic engagement.
We decided to create this series to inspire people with creative methods of waste divergence. The more we're able to reuse, the less that goes to recycling centers, and the less that goes into our landfills, consuming space and contaminating natural environments.
Now let's
upcycle!
In today's episode, we'll be discussing how to upcycle odds and ends. You know, those awkward pieces you don't quite know what to do with, but don't quite want to throw away either. In previous episodes, we've talked a lot about recycling statistics, but you can't talk about odds and ends without talking about landfills too. The Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA, has been collecting data regarding landfill composition for over 35 years. In 2018, they conducted their latest study, where they found that the United States threw 146 million tons into landfills in that 1 year alone. Of that total number, the fourth largest category at 12.1% came from yard trimmings, followed by 12.2% from plastics and 21.6% from food waste. The most wasted category in landfills was paper-based products, coming in at 23.1%. Those four categories make up more than 2/3 of U.S. landfill composition, and every one of those products can be easily diverted through emerging recycling and composting programs. The remaining 1/3 of landfills is made of the theme of this episode, odds and ends including wood, rubber, leather, metal, and other inorganic materials. That means about 45.2 million tons of these types of materials were wasted in the span of 1 year. So, what do we do? Well, one solution is, you guessed it, upcycling. Today's episode will be a little different from the last few. We are not going to do a specific project today, but rather talk about sparking a creative mindset when thinking of potential upcycling project for odds and ends. Creativity is a skill that can be developed with practice, so the first step is opening your mind to the possibilities. Look at the shape of your object. Turn it upside down, backwards, left to right, and try to visualize the possibilities within that shape. Take into consideration the sturdiness and materials it is made of. What does this object remind you of? What needs do you have in your home that this object could potentially fill? For practice, let's start with something simple, like an old coffee can or an olive jar. Since these are already sturdy, food-safe containers, you can easily wash and reuse them over and over again to store leftovers or dry goods. But let's try to expand a little bit. What else could a jar be used for? Perhaps you could glue a piece of scrapbook paper to it, and it could become your new pen holder. Or, if you collect a few more jars, you can create a modern light fixture. What about your coffee can? Since this is a wider container, maybe this could be a stylish new pot for your plants. Now, let's think of something more challenging, like a car tire, for example. Old tires are, unfortunately, pretty easy to find for free, oftentimes dumped off in parks and vacant lots. However, the material they are constructed from is quite sturdy and can be used to create swings, garden beds, and more. Broken mugs could become mosaic stepping stones, old window blinds can be used as plant tags in your garden, and pop tabs can become a bracelet. The possibilities are truly endless, and the planet will thank you for your efforts. Thank you for watching this episode of Rehash Your Trash. If you feel inspired to get creative with odds and ends in your home, make sure to tag us on social media with hashtag RehashYourTrash to show us what you create. Make sure to subscribe down below and hit the bell if you want to be notified about future events and webinars that Conservation Nebraska has planned. Thanks again for watching and happy upcycling!